And it's Ken Kraetzer for Sons of American Legion Radio, RallyPoint.com. We're at the U.S. Military Academy, and we're talking with a couple guys from the Army lacrosse team who play in the NCAA tournament on Saturday. First, Sean O'Brien is a junior on the left, and Nick Garofano, who is a sophomore. Good to see you both. Let's start with Sean. Tell us a little bit about how your season went. You won a couple of big games, and you had a tough schedule in the Patriot League. How did your regular season go? Maybe you could handle that one for us.
I think we had a very good Patriot League season, 5-3 before getting into the playoffs. The three teams that we lost to, we knew we'd be able to eventually play again in the tournament. Last week we beat Holy Cross on Tuesday and got to see two of the teams that beat us earlier on in the season in Loyola and Lehigh. We played Loyola 2 weeks ago, so we already had our scout made up in our minds before we played them. And you saw that effect on our last game when we played them on Thursday.
Okay. Let's talk with Nick Garofano, who's a sophomore. Nick, first off, where are you from, and why did you decide to come up to West Point?
I grew up in Yorktown Heights, New York, which is pretty close to West Point.
Not far.
About 30 to 40 minutes away. So in the recruiting process, I actually went to a boarding school up in East Hampton, Massachusetts, to play hockey for 4 years. Kind of made my decision up there to switch over and play lacrosse. Went to the prep school showcase in Connecticut, and Coach George Alice saw me there.
Very good. Now tell us a little bit about the Patriot League tournament last week. You won against Holy Cross here, and then went down to Baltimore for 2 games. What did it take to be successful for your team last weekend?
Just leading up to that, Coach had told us, this is going to be a three-game week. It's a players' week, so all we really had to do was stay focused and worry about being as prepared mentally, physically, and emotionally as we could for those 3 games. We only had that to focus on, not so much school, so it was easy to stay focused.
A little bit easier. And Sean, if you would, tell us a little bit about where you're from and why you decided to come up to West Point.
I'm from Long Island, a small town named Holbrook. It's on right smack in the middle of Long Island. I found out about West Point when I was in 8th grade. When me and my dad saw a lacrosse game on TV, we had no idea what it was, and we just kind of said, "Oh, wouldn't it be nice to go there?" And started getting recruited around 10th grade, and this is the first school I visited, and liked everything about it academically, and thought it was a good fit for me. So.
Very, very good. Tell us a little bit about what you study here at West Point. What's your academic life like?
I'm a systems engineering major. I take a lot of engineering management courses. It's based off Microsoft Excel, modeling, kind of geared towards that. And I'm in a capstone class, which is Lean Six Sigma, which is certifications in an engineering realm, and finishing that up right now.
Very good. And Nick, maybe you could tell us about what are you studying academically right now? I
chose to be a management major here. So as of this year, I've only taken an intro course, and right now I'm in a management or a marketing course where we learn to just how to target market to certain sectors in the market and how to make a product most appealing.
That's great. So we do. And my job in bank marketing. Tell us a little bit about, we always like to ask cadets, how did you learn to manage your time when you got to West Point between the military drills that you do in preparation, playing academics you just described, and playing Division I lacrosse?
It was kind of just a whirlwind first being here. Kind of just taking it all in stride my freshman year. But I think the preparation in high school, being able to go to a boarding school, being independent, leaving the house at 14 years old, I was able to kind of learn that prior to coming here, which kind of gave me kind of a step ahead of other people in my grade.
And we'll ask Sean O'Brien a little bit also. How do you learn time management here? It's so much that they ask you to do on a daily basis at West Point.
Honestly, you just get used to it your first couple of months here. I went to the prep school before getting into West Point, which is just up the road. And you get pretty used to cramming all your classes in before lunch, going to lacrosse practice, and go back to your room and really don't have any other choice besides doing homework. It's kind of regimented here as far as that goes, so you learn to like it over time.
Absolutely. Well, you guys do a lot, and you're achieving every day. Tell us a little bit about, just a final thought about preparing for Saturday's NCAA game against Pennsylvania down at Franklin Field. What's the key for success you're going to talk to your teammates about?
I think they're definitely a very worthy opponent that we drew in the first round. They have a great offense, but hey, we have a great defense, and it's gonna be a great game to witness and be a part of on Saturday.
Okay, and same question for Nick. Tell us a little bit. What are the coaches emphasizing in preparation for the game Saturday?
This far into the lacrosse season, Coach speaks a lot about how we have to be prepared more mentally. Know the sets of our opponents. This far into the season, as far as physical preparation, we are the lacrosse players that we're going to be. We have the tendencies that we've set throughout the season, but just knowing our opponents and knowing what we're going to see is the most important thing.
Very good. Well, I just want to thank both of you, Sean O'Brien, a junior, and sophomore Nick Garofano. Best wishes from everybody at the American Legion, RallyPoint.com on your game Saturday, and everything that you do here at West Point. Good to chat. Thank you. This is Ken Kraetzer for Sons of American Legion Radio, RallyPoint.com at the U.S. Military Academy.